Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Cooking in the Raw. I'm Lars Shelby, Shell for short, from our audience out there. And today I'm going to be doing something special. It's morning time and it's breakfast time for me. I had my green drink already, which is a nice vitamin and fruit mixture, something to pump you out. You can see I'm hyper. Woo! It's better than having coffee or tea in the morning. Caffeinated, I would say. So this morning, my social media consultant called me and said, hey, I'm coming over and we have some work to do. So I scrambled and started putting some things together, and I decided, whoa, I'll make breakfast burritos. You see, she's not expecting that. When she gets here, we'll see what happens. Hopefully she would enjoy them. Cooking in a raw. There you go. Blah, 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 blah. So now, let me tell you about the ingredients that's going inside this breakfast burrito. Of course, you got to have tortillas. Flour tortillas we have here going inside. We have spinach, chiffonade, what they call it, or sliced spinach. We're going to have some potatoes. These are red potatoes. Going to get sauteed and go in. Of course, I have my secret spices, which are getting low because I don't use them for a lot, so I have to make some more of that. That'll be another video. I'll show you how I come up with those spices. And then I have some, for some heat, I have some dried red pepper flakes. She likes a little spiciness in her food, and this will keep her awake all morning, so we can really get some work done. Alright, then some onions, some garlic, and then from the summer's bounty, some crushed tomatoes that I keep in the freezer. I got about, maybe 2 dozen bags left of crushed tomatoes. It was a heck of a season for tomatoes here. Pretty warm in Wisconsin. So those crushed tomatoes, which we're going to add these spices to make our own little spicy sauce, spicy flavorful sauce to go to breakfast burritos. So I'm going to finish chopping up the ingredients, and then we'll be on our way to make this breakfast burrito. I'll get back with you soon. Chop, chop. Okay, so one thing I forgot about this breakfast burrito, that's the great thing about cooking in the raw. It doesn't matter what your level or skill level is, you make mistakes. But it's the end result that matters. Eggs. So you gotta have eggs in the breakfast burrito, although it is about breakfast time. So I'm going to put these potatoes in my pan. I have my pan heated up here. I have the oil already heated. We got a nice little sizzle here. So we get that in the pan, the potatoes, and that's going to take the longest to cook. So what you're doing here, you always want to start with the ingredient that's going to take the longest to cook. In this case, it's going to be my potatoes. And you can see in the background here, I have that crushed tomatoes that I used. Alright, so what happens, I'm just letting it slowly cook down. I added the spices to it, that secret spice, and some pepper flakes. I added that to it, and then it cooked down to a little slight paste. That's going to go on the bottom of the tortilla when we get to that part. So right now, I'll let these potatoes cook. And we'll start with the next phase. Alright, so they're getting really nice and colorful. Give them a little toss here. Woo-hoo! I think I still have it. Look at there. I can do this all day. And that's with my left hand. Okay, so remember I said you take the longest ingredient and cook it first. Even though I cut those tomatoes small, I want to make sure that they're still going to get cooked before everything else. So the smaller the dice, the quicker they're going to cook. It's almost like a toss between a steam and a saute. So now I'm going to add the garlic and onions to that. So that little toss around. Now, here comes our flavor. Woo-hoo, baby. Look at that. I wish you can smell it. Can you see the steam coming off the pan? That's the smell. This is the closest you come to aroma on television, is to look at the steam coming off of the pan, because that's what I'm smelling. Okay, a little bit of pepper here. Some of that secret spice. Now, we'll let that cook up and marry. See, I like to cook in layers, there's a layer for everything, so every layer has a flavor to it. So this is what we're doing here with this dish. And then we'll be adding our egg. Okay, now, this is a trick, that I like to do, is it's all going to get cooked together. It's almost like doing a carbonara, an egg sauce with pasta. But I'm going to add the egg already to the pan. Make a little bit of my garlic oil here. It's a non-stick pan, but sometimes things still stick. So I'm going to add my egg here and give that a cook, and then finish it off with my spinach. So eggs off to the side. Look at there. That looks pretty nice, almost like a half and half. So your breakfast, you just take this whole thing and slide it onto a plate now. So we get that going here. Nice and cooked and incorporate it. Incorporate it in with the potatoes now. Now, most important, you don't overcook the eggs. Now we add some spinach for color. Stir it in. Then we start with the tortillas. Okay, now the filling is done. The tomatoes are nicely reduced. I'm going to now put the tortilla on. These are going to be small breakfast tortillas. I tend not to eat that much these days. So we heat this up, get the tortilla nice and warm, nice and warm. Takes little to no time. Of course, if this were gas, again, I just keep badgering my stove. It actually works out pretty great. I mean, that's heating up really nice here. Alright. And what is a breakfast burrito without cheese? Oh, nice puff. Almost like a pita bread. Alright, so we got that nice and warm. We put a little bit of the homemade tomato puree on the bottom of that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is heat that a little bit more for when we add our cheese. So let that get nice and heated. It's almost like a little stovetop pizza. Whoa! Did I just create something? Stovetop pizza. Lay down our muenster cheese off to the side here. So more towards the edge because we're going to do a little wrap and roll here. So now we take our mixture here, lay that on top of the cheese so that it begins to melt the cheese a little bit. Okay. And now for the roll. Or you could just fold it and eat it like a little flour tortilla taco. Nice color. Put our toothpick in there. Bloop. And there you go. Breakfast burritos. Now, so breakfast burrito, my social media consultant is arriving. I hear a car pulling up. I got dog ears. So this is until next time we see you on Cooking in the Raw, when I show you something simple and quick and easy to prepare. See you next time.